Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to The Blunt Truth with Braylon Crest. I'm your host, Braylon Crest. And man, what a hiatus we have been on. We haven't made a clear, true episode for like a month. We dropped, I dropped the video where I announced that I'm not a Republican anymore, now I'm a Libertarian. And, the Oliver Tree conspiracy video with Remnant, but we haven't really made a true episode in a very long time, so I'm excited to get back into this. In today's episode, we will be covering the reports of health issues from Mitch McConnell and his suspected death that everybody thinks is going on, and the shitty covering from Washington. Talk to him for 20 minutes. We're also going to be talking about the Ben Shapiro and Candace Owens beef over Charlie Kirk. Well, this is just great. And we are also going to talk about new USA strikes to Iran. And we are also talking about Graham Plattner dropping out of the Maine Senate race after he got sexual assault allegations. Well, ladies and gentlemen, without a further ado, let's get into this. Okay, well, into our first story on the health of Mitch McConnell. So, several sources and news sites had been saying in, this past week that Mitch McConnell, suffered a stroke, had a cardiac arrest, he was brain dead, he died, and we hadn't really seen Mitch McConnell. We didn't know what was going on, and it was really weird. It was odd timing. It was like, oh, fuck, is Mitch McConnell okay? And what did we get? A whole lot of silence. There was no confirmation that he was dead. There was no, debunking that he's fine. There's nothing. There was nothing. There was no response. There was not even a word out about what happened to Mitch McConnell until very recently. Now, several people that are down with him in Senate started saying, oh, well, I called Mitch McConnell for a good 20 minutes. We spoke about this. We spoke about universal health care. I talked to Mitch for 20 minutes. And the funny thing is they all said it around the same time, and they all said that they spoke to him for about 20 minutes. And if that doesn't seem fucking sketchy, I don't know what does seem sketchy. Listen, if somebody told me, if like 8 people told me that they all had spoken to, fucking Michael Jackson, or Catherine Jackson, right, who's already old, right, we know that she's in her fucking 90s, they're like, yeah, I spoke to Catherine for 37 minutes, I spoke to her for 37 minutes, 37 minutes, 37 minutes, you all spoke to her that long? Is that like her fucking preferred time to speak? Same thing with Mitch McConnell. That's really fucking weird. And the transparency is crazy. Not a single, no, he's not brain dead. They can't say he's not brain dead. They can't say he's not dead. They can't say he's not suffering from anything. But they go ahead and sit here and say, but I spoke to him and we were talking about all these policies, his re-election, everything. We talked this, that. No, but not a single fucking thing. No confirmation on his health, on if he's okay or not. And that's just not helpful at all. If we don't know the truth on how he genuinely is currently, it's not going to help if you tell us that you talked to him, especially considering you all spoke to him at the same fucking amount of time. Bitch, I have a brain. I may be like 14, but that does not mean I was born motherfucking yesterday. I am not a naive, like easily manipulated piece of shit. I can understand easy stuff. It's like, no, obviously you didn't all talk to him for 20 minutes. There's something covered here. I honestly think he is dead. I'm not trying to spread any conspiracy. Listen, mark my words. If by the time this episode is out, Mitch McConnell is like confirmed to be alive and moving around and talking and shit, although he's been hospitalized for 3 weeks, if it's confirmed that he's perfectly fine, then I'll completely retract my statement and apologize. But I do not think that this man, who is already 84 years old, is functioning perfectly fine, right? It honestly might just be because of his re-election bid, right? I mean, these people, he's been in office since 1985. These people want this fame, these votes, this power. That's what they want. And if something bad happens, they're not going to let you know immediately. And this is genuinely what it seems like. Because if Mitch McConnell was a normal celebrity, like an actor or something, they'd tell us that he's dead. But they're not doing that. And it seems really fucking weird. And it seems like a strange cover-up. Because it has been confirmed he has been in the hospital for 3 weeks. 3 weeks in the hospital is a lot of time to be in the hospital. And we don't even know why he was in the hospital completely. We don't know what's going on, but we're hearing that he's brain dead. We're hearing that he's dying. We're hearing this and that. And it doesn't help that every time he's seen in the public, he's fucking walking. I used to like Donald Trump, but I don't know, right after January 6th, I thought it was a little too much. And he'd fucking, like, trip. Like, they're like, how do you feel about Ice Mitch? And he's like, like, no, it doesn't help that that's already how he seems. He already seems like an old motherfucker. And you expect me to believe that he's well and thriving when there's some reports that could be accurate that he's dead? He's been hospitalized for 3 motherfucking weeks, and you're hitting me with the, we spoke to him for 20 minutes. We spoke to him for 20 minutes, 20 minutes, 20 minutes. Do you know how fucking odd that is and how weird that is? Because I do, and I think that it's not normal. Not even in the slightest bit, because there would be differences, right? How are you all speaking to him at that same amount of time? I mean, yes, they spoke about a variety of topics, but is it that fucking hard to say Mitch is dead or Mitch isn't dead? I don't know. Is it just me? Is it just me? Because when somebody is already as old as can be, the oldest motherfucker that you see, the oldest motherfucker you've ever seen, and they're trying to pivot away from is he okay or not, and they're hitting me with the no, but they're hitting me with the yeah, he blah blah blah, whoa, who gives a fuck about how he's doing right now? I called him, and he was speaking about things that he believed and things that he wants implemented. It doesn't matter if he's okay or not. Why do you care? Why do you care? Like, it genuinely, I can kind of see where the Democrats are coming from, like, when they do the Trump is dead shit, because it honestly does feel a little sketchy, and it feels extra sketchy, considering how old this motherfucker is. It feels like a scheme. It feels like something's being hidden from me. I don't fucking know what's going on, but this is too much. It really is, and it's flawed in the story after flaw in the story after flaw in the story after flaw in the story. You're telling me not one motherfucker technical difficulties, but you're not telling me that one motherfucker in Washington can't open their mouth and speak the cohesive sentence that he's either dead or that he's not dead or that he's okay or that he's not okay? Because it does not work for me. It does not seem really like there's something there that is good. It doesn't seem anything that there would be any good news in all this rap, especially just considering the dodging. I don't need to fucking know that you spoke to him for 20 minutes and you think he's doing great and sharp. I need to know if the motherfucker is suffering from something, because we know damn well he's in the hospital. You can say whatever you want to say. No, he's not. Yes, he is. No, he's not. Yes, he is. No, he's not. Yes, he is. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna go with my gut. If fucking Fox News, CNN, CBS, Inside Edition, if all these fucking news sources, all of them, unitedly, are the same thing with like a celebrity death, if they're telling me that you're in the hospital, but no, because a few of his buddies say that they talked to him, and he's not, like, no, I'm not going to believe that. I'm going to believe the fucking news, because it's genuinely odd. I mean, especially just coming from who we know who this guy is. We know how old he is. He has, like, 3 sets of teeth on the bottom. Why am I supposed to suddenly believe that, no, he's not finally coming to his demise? He's fine, even though he's, like, the oldest fuck in politics. I'm just supposed to believe that he's okay, and that's like, alright, but I need proof. You cannot sit here and tell me that you spoke to him and not even address that he's okay, that if he's okay or not okay, and you can't even give any evidence. Prove to me that he's not in the fucking hospital. Prove to me that he's perfectly fine and functioning, because listen, it'd be perfectly fine if you just sat here and told us Mitch McConnell has died at the age of 84. I would be okay, because you know what? It was going to come one way or another. But sitting here and dodging every allegation, sitting here and dodging any fucking shit that could, have any truth when it comes to his death, it's not a good look, and it doesn't work at all. And I think that we, as a collective, we've all had enough, right? We've had enough of the lies from the government. We are constantly lied to them. We should at least know when people in our political positions in our own country pass away or not. Genuinely. And I think I know why they're trying to cover it up, right? They don't want to have an emergency election. They don't want to go through all this shit when it's a re-election year and everything's going to come back up, right, pretty soon. So then after they can be like, he's dead after the election. But why are we going to savor it? Why are we going to wait? That is going to take so long. Are we genuinely just going to cover up somebody's death because we're lazy? Mitch McConnell is a very important person, not just to the Kentuckians, but to the Americans. He is important, and we should know what the fuck is going on with him. If Joe Biden died, I would expect to know. And he's not even president. If Greta Thunberg died, I would expect to know. And she is an activist. But you're not going to tell me if somebody holding one of our political fucking positions is alive or not? Twigs. No, but I mean, it's embarrassing from our country. Especially the shitty ass cover. I thought they could film some cinematic, even put together an AI video of him walking around and talking and be like, hey, this is Mitch McConnell. I'm alive and well. But they can't even do that. They're just like, I spoke to him. I spoke to him for how long? 20 minutes. 20 motherfucking minutes. And don't you ever say I didn't. And then they're like, okay, what about you, other senator? I spoke to him for 20 minutes, about 20 minutes. All right, what about you, senator? I spoke to him for about 20 minutes. You? It's 20 minutes. You? 20 minutes. Holy fucking shit. If you're all saying the same thing, it's not credible. I cannot sit here and believe that Mitch McConnell is alive and take your fucking word for it if you're all giving the same answer. It is such a joke. And the memes that have come from this are hilarious. Me, myself, I made a photo of me, him, and Nick Fuentes, and Mitch is super pale because he's dead, obviously. But the memes are funny from this, but it's not a funny situation. This is real life. This is a real thing. We should know when somebody is dead and when somebody is not dead, and we are not getting the satisfaction that we need. We are not getting the evidence that we need, and it is too much. Is it a little too much to just announce that he died? I'd be perfectly fine to look at a CNN thing and be like, Mitch McConnell has unfortunately passed away. And you know what? At least I would be happy that there was transparency and rest in peace. I didn't really agree with his politics, but he was a good dude, probably rest in peace. But the fact is, you are completely covering it up. And this reminds me completely of what they did with Miguel Uribe. That Colombian guy who was running for the Colombian hopeful who was running for Colombian president, he ended up getting assassinated, and he got shot in June and died in August, but they were fucking bringing him out on a hospital bed, and it turned out he had been dead the whole time. It is not funny. It is not cool. And I'm upset that we are getting fucking covered and everything is just not honest. There's no honesty anymore. Why? What the fuck happened to Mitch McConnell? And why are you hiding it from us? The American people deserve to know. This is not like some alien shit. You don't have to completely cover this up. This is about somebody that we elected into a position. We want to know if he's fucking breathing or not. And I don't think that's too much to ask. I really do not think that that's too much to ask if Mitch McConnell is okay or not. And I think it's really weird, the amount of covering and not transparent and no transparency. It's so fucking weird. Why can we not know what is going on with our own politicians? Why are we not allowed to know? Why is it a cancer to Washington? Why are they allergic to telling the truth? Why are they allergic to telling us if he's dead or not? Because I'm sorry, I'm not going to sit here and believe fucking 18 of you saying the same thing. It doesn't work. People don't have that time. I want to get back to more political matters. But I need to know, before we get back into political matters, if the people that are in charge of making our laws, if one of them, if he's alive, if he's living and breathing and functioning and moving. Because they're getting very specific in those reports. They're not just saying he's dead. Like, that wouldn't be specific. They say that Justin Bieber died on a random Tuesday on Twitter. But, you know, saying fucking he's brain dead, which is very, very specific. And they're like, no, never. But not even a response to that specifically. These reports are not some little shit. We're not getting the... You know, we're not getting anything little. We're not getting the, he died and natural causes. Like, we're not getting that. They're dead ass telling us that he is fucking brain dead. And you can't even give us enough satisfaction to tell us? This is fucking disgusting. And this is your friend. I understand that politics is a risky game. A lot of you guys don't like people like that. But this is fucking weird. This is about if somebody is alive or dead. And you can't even open your fucking mouth to tell us directly if Mitch McConnell is dead or not. How the fuck are we supposed to trust you on everything else? I get hate for saying that I'm a libertarian and that I want a small government and that I think that we deserve individual freedom. But you're gonna sit here and you hate on me for that, but then I see the government is trying to cover up whether or not one of our American senators has died or not. One of our American senators, whether he's died or not, and I'm supposed to trust the fucking government? But they're gonna sit here and tell me, no, I spoke to him, and we all spoke to him at the same amount of time. Shut the fuck up. Give me evidence. And if you're going to keep saying this bullshit, at least make it a little believable. Because I'm not sitting here thinking Mitch McConnell is alive and thriving like you're telling me, because it doesn't seem like it. At fucking all. And yet, as you guys are doing this, we are violently, we are very, very, very an inch close to committing a genocide on Iran. But that has nothing to do with you, right? No, because Mitch McConnell, he's not dead. Wink, wink. Fuck off. Our country has so much more shit to fry, and we have so much more shit for you to cover, right? You can cover literally anything else, but when it comes to the death, alleged death, but not really alleged anymore. But when it comes to the alleged demise of one of our own politicians, you are a fucking allergic. You are allergic to telling us if he's okay or not. But I'm supposed to sit here and trust the fucking government? Get the fuck out of here. Shut the fuck up. I'm done. I am fucking done. Is Mitch McConnell dead or is he alive? Because apparently you guys can't even open your fucking mouth to tell us that. It's stupid. We're barely getting any confirmation. I'm not even pissed about it. I honestly think it's kind of funny how fake you fucking people are. But you can't tell us if Mitch McConnell is dead or not. I don't even like him. I think he's a piece of shit. But I don't think that, even though I think that, I don't think he deserves to die. But I would also want to know if he's alive or not. I think we should have an emergency election if he's dead. I don't understand why the fuck it is so hard for you guys down at Washington, for you guys in these high political positions for our country, to even tell us if he is okay or not. There was absolutely, there was no reporting until recently. Mitch McConnell is never on anybody's minds. This has to be authentic. And somebody here is lying, and this time I'm choosing to believe the media. I do not think that CNN, Fox News, Inside Edition, CBS, MSNBC, ABC, I don't think they're all going to lie about the same fucking thing. So either you're going to open your fucking mouth and be transparent with your own civilians and your own citizens, and you're going to tell us if he is fucking breathing or if he is not, or we're going to have to sit here and believe the reports that he's dead. Because I'm genuinely having a fucking enough. I'm supposed to trust the government, but I can sit here and they can sit here and fucking lie to us and not even be transparent about us, with us, about if one of our own fucking politicians is dead. Is fucking dead. You can't give us the bare minimum of telling us that. But no, but guess what? Ballroom. How can we distract them again? Gotta do another Oliver Tree? Tell us, is the motherfucker dead or is he breathing? And I'm supposed to trust the government after all this, but they're not going to tell me the truth. You're telling me not one of them motherfuckers down there can open their mouth, can open and use their brain and tell us genuinely, authentically, if one of our own is alive or dead. I can't. I really can't. Mitch McConnell, in my mind, is dead already, and this is what I have already marked by myself, because I cannot see a world where this motherfucker is living and breathing if it seems like they're covering it this much, and it seems like this much of a show. I can't. I really cannot. But let's get to the next topic. Okay, well, now on to our next topic. We are talking about the Ben Shapiro and Candace Owens beef. So, of course, we've seen that Candace Owens, over the past year, basically since Charlie Kirk was brutally assassinated on that fateful day, September 10th, 2025, she has been, looking for the truth. I fully stand with Candace Owens. I don't stand with Turning Point USA. I don't trust those people. I don't trust the Daily Wire, and I don't trust the people that are going after Candace Owens for simply trying to find the truth. I mean, look, if I was assassinated, I wouldn't want a friend like Candace Owens to go and figure out what the fuck happened to me, because he didn't die from cancer, he got shot in the neck, right? So they were angry at her because she's looking, and they think it's like disrespectful or something. I don't, but she's looking for the truth. She's looking for different things that could have happened, what's going on, things that went down on that day. She keeps going, and they're like, but it's conspiracy at this point, and it's not conspiracy. It's an investigation, but they just make themselves look guilty by saying and doing things like that anyway. But they are very angry at her for trying to go and see what's actually going on. And she's been looking into this for about a year, and she's getting pretty close, right? She has never, and also real quick, she has never directly said that Erica Kirk killed Charlie, like they are accusing her of. She never directly said that. At all. And honestly, I think that it's just them subconsciously thinking that and making themselves think that, because maybe there's some truth to that. I'm not saying that she actually Charlie, obviously, but I'm just saying, like, maybe there's some truth to that they want to hide, right? That they don't want out. But we can move past that anyway. So Ben Shapiro and Charlie Kirk did not have the best relationship. I mean, maybe Charlie was nice to his face, but Charlie Kirk, Candace Owens, everybody in that circle that was connected to those people did not like Ben Shapiro, as do many conservatives like me. A libertarian, no, but I mean, Ben Shapiro's a piece of shit, right? I honestly think he's a Fed. He's a bootlicker for Trump, but he wasn't a bootlicker for Trump when he first was running, but now he is, and he loves Trump with all this and that. But no, because the genocide that goes on in Gaza is perfectly fine, but whatever, right? None of us like Ben Shapiro. Ben Shapiro now thinks that he's like best friends with Charlie Kirk, or was best friends with Charlie Kirk, when that just simply was not true. Even though Ben Shapiro went on Charlie's show one day before he was assassinated, that has no correlation to their friendship. I mean, Charlie literally had he had everybody on his show. He had rivals, he had opposition, he had really anybody on to get everybody's perspective. That does not mean he was automatically your best friend. And now Ben Shapiro is all of a sudden, after that, he is acting like he forever knew Charlie. They were best friends. Like, he was like, my security was talking to Charlie's security after he was shot, while they were talking to my security when he was in the car bleeding out. It's like really weird shit to be saying on the internet, and really weird shit for security to be doing if they actually cared about their friend who was dying. But, really weird shit to bring in. And I mean, ever since September, he's spoken at AmFest. He's ended up funding $1 million to Turning Point USA, which they said themselves, and he's incorporated himself. He's been on a lot, and it honestly seems like he's trying to take over the company, like he's trying to take over Charlie's legacy, because all of a sudden now, I I was best friends with Charlie. Me and Charlie were very good friends, actually. Yes, me and Charlie. I loved him. We were great friends. He did very good, right? Like that. He never specifically said, "Oh, we were best friends." Now he's saying that they weren't, but he wasn't acting like it. He was not like keeping that cautious. The day after Charlie died, he made an episode of his show, and he said, "We are going to honor Charlie with all that we can. We are going to, because we will not let his voice die." And it's like, okay, so they started out like that, but then when you start to incorporate yourself more and more into the inner circle of Charlie Kirk, when you barely fucking knew the dude, it's weird, and it's odd. And then he starts calling out Candace Owens for doing this and that. He's like, what Candace is saying about Charlie's very smoking hot, per se, theoretically, very smoking hot wife, Erica Kirk, very, like, you know, he clearly likes Erica. He's like, the way that she is speaking of Erica, is very ill. She is accusing Erica of killing Charlie, which, he's been saying this shit since the very beginning. She never even fucking said anything close to that. She's just saying, I think it's odd that a grieving widow is fucking making a Roman Reigns level entrance on the fucking stage at a thing where she's just gonna speak at, and I think that it's odd that she's not grieving with her children, you know, sitting inside, crying, and just acting like a normal mourning widow, like Hulk Hogan's was, like Ozzy Osbourne, like Sharon Osbourne. If you look at how she's acting, like Erica Kirk is acting abnormal, and I think to even try to ignore that fact and try to act like she's acting in some sort of normal and ethical way, I think that that's just weird, right? I think that it should be okay to ask questions, especially if you knew the person. You want to get to the bottom of what actually happened, especially if you have the expertise of Candace Owens, right? You would want to know what happened to your friend. You wouldn't want to just you know, you wouldn't want it to just be like unfound or unknown, right? You don't want the secrets to die out. You want the secrets to be brought up. So she's going after this, back and forth, and then Ben is back and forth like, you're evil. What you are doing to Charlie Kirk's legacy by tarnishing it is very disgusting. Which he also probably doesn't like her because she doesn't support Trump and she's free Palestine. But we can get to that at another point. So if we really get into it, Candace Owens also used to work at the Daily Wire. That's a place where Ben Shapiro basically owns. He has some ownership in, and he has choices in technical difficulties. He has, some ownership of it, and he controls who works there, the hiring process, everything. He works there himself, right? He has his own show on the Daily Wire, and Candace Owens used to work there, and she worked there for, I don't even think it was a full year. I think it was like 12-ish months, 11-ish months. From how they described it, they said it wasn't a long time. So yeah, that was probably the amount of time. She worked there for a very short amount of time, and the time that she did work there, she was okay for the most part, but then the second that she said, hey, when Palestine attacked Israel on October 7th, I think that it was okay, because Israel has been hurting them for years, has been bullying them since the 40s. I think that it's just self-defense, right? And Ben did not like that. He tweeted back at her like, you are anti-Semitic, you are a big anti-Semite, I cannot believe that I hired an anti-Semite on my show. And then Candace was like, first of all, you're mispronouncing, what it means to be an anti-Semitic, right? I'm not a Zionist, like, you know what I mean? No, because she mispronounced and shit. No, but she was like, yeah, no, I don't think what I did was fucked up, and they got into a little bit of a Twitter beef, and people were on Candace's side, because what she said was not that bad. Even Charlie, even though he was a hardcore genocide defender Zionist, which I have nothing against Charlie, I just don't like his, Zionist and geopolitical views, even though he was, like, hardcore on the Free Israel, whatever the fuck, he was defending Candace. He was like, no, she didn't really say much bad here, I don't think she should be fired for using her First Amendment right. And Ben just did not like that. He wanted her gone, but it didn't really work out until a few months later. But she had continued to do her show. Ben did not like her. She would try to avoid Ben. It was a problem. Joe Rogan called out Ben. Benny Johnson called out Ben. Nobody was happy with Ben Shapiro, right? I wasn't happy with Ben Shapiro. I don't like Ben. But that's what went on. And then a few months later, They finally, there was a lot of things leading up, but they finally did it, and they pulled the plug, and they said, you're done, you're leaving Daily Wire. They fired her from Daily Wire, and then about a month or two later, Candace Owens launched her own show. And I don't think that they like that she has independent freedom, and I'm going to tell you this right now. I think that the Daily Wire, and I think that Turning Point USA and stuff like that, they don't want you to speak what you actually think. They want you to speak what they want you to think. So she wasn't saying what Ben Shapiro wanted her to fucking spew. So they fired her. And she had her own show. They didn't like that individual shit. But we can skip to present day now. Now, they've been leaking shit about her. They leaked that her husband got arrested in a DUI in 2023. And they, are slandering her name and bringing up a bunch of fake allegations, false allegations according to her, that are not true, to slander her. And it honestly seems like a smear campaign because she did something to piss them off. Look, I'm not going to sit here and say that it's completely a smear campaign, but knowing Ben Shapiro and knowing the ways of Daily Wire, it seems like a fucking smear campaign. And you can tell me yes or no, whatever you want. It does not seem normal in the slightest. At least not to me. I don't think that, leaking that somebody's husband got arrested, saying this and that, calling her racist, this and that. It's like, that's not going to work. It's really not. And I think that I really do think that is anti-Semitism. Or not anti-Semitism. I think that's a smear campaign. I really do believe that they are smearing her. But we can skip past that. So Ben Shapiro, really aligned himself with the Charlie Kirk circle and people who knew Charlie and the people around Charlie, right? And he's acting as if he was always Charlie's best friend. Like, he always knew Charlie Kirk. Before Charlie was assassinated, me and him were as tight as a coochie, they say. Right? Like, he's trying to act like they, were best friends forever, BFFs. Well, that's just truly not the truth. And Candace Owens knew Charlie a lot better. They were platonically in love. I mean, there's nothing to that. Nothing you can say past that. But yeah, no, she clearly was a better friend of Charlie's than Ben, and Ben is going after it. And it doesn't correlate. It doesn't work. He's trying to act like he knew Charlie better. He knew what Charlie would want. And all these people are alive and doing shit. And they're like, but Charlie would have wanted this. 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 Oh, yeah, Charlie would have wanted you to fucking get on stage, hitting a backflip, doing the moonwalk, while you talk and sing about how your husband was assassinated. And you're so sad. You're so sad. But then you're, inappropriately hugging the vice president of the United States. Oh, yeah. That works. And that's just not, it doesn't work. It really does not work that way. And I think that you cannot just pretend that you were in somebody's circle when you were not, and you cannot try to slander somebody that actually knew the person, and you sit there and pretend like you knew damn well what the person would want, like you were friends with them, when you weren't. It's just clear slander. And so Candace Owens has been tweeting back and forth with Ben Shapiro. Ben Shapiro has been speaking so clear about Charlie and what Charlie would want, and Charlie was this, and Charlie was that, and Erica is this, and Erica's that, and the people around Charlie are this, and the people around Charlie are that. And then she ended up sending, at some point in the tweets, she ended up sending a screenshot where he was making up a meme about Ben Shapiro and a meme about Jordan Peterson, because they're totally okay with free speech until it fits them, right? It was Nick Fuentes that they showed in that, and Nick Fuentes actually ended up tweeting back emoji, smiley emoji. But right, they went back and forth, and then he tweeted back, and he was like, yet I never said that I was friends with Charlie. I never said I was good friends with Charlie. I knew him. And it's like, no, but you don't have to say it. Your actions speak a lot louder than your words. When you're appearing next to Andrew Colvett, when you're appearing next to fucking, Megyn Kelly, who knew Charlie, when you're appearing, next to fucking Erica Kirk, when you're at AmFest speaking, you're making it seem like you knew him. You're making it seem like you knew him a lot more than you did. You're pushing a narrative that wasn't there, but you're like, but I never said that we were good friends. No, you didn't have to. You were fucking showing it with your actions. That you don't have to verbally say something without it to be fully clear. And that's what you were doing then. It's literally what you're doing. And actually, if you go back to when Ben Shapiro was trying to call Candace a crook on Twitter in 2023 on the Charlie Kirk show, he was fucking pissed. He was reading the tweet and he was like, now Ben, I know damn well what you did not say that about Candace. He was like, Ben, how is she a crook? Because last time I checked, every time I've seen a Daily Wire advertisement, Candace is on the front of it, right? Because they were going back and forth with the, you're an anti-Semite, you steal my money, you shouldn't even work at Daily Wire, none of us want you here. And then it's like, and then Charlie's like, bitch, you fucking advertise your company with her face on it. So how are you going to say that she's a crook and that you don't want her there, but then you're going to use her? And that's exactly what it meant. Like, Ben knew that Candace brought in power. He might not have wanted Candace there, and honestly, he might have been jealous that Candace is smarter than him, but he advertised her. And everybody who worked at Turning Point advertised her. And now it's such a big problem that she exists, and she's an anti-Semite, and she's doing this, and she's doing that. And Charlie straight up defended her and called out, hey, Ben, fuck you. You advertise her all the time. How is she a crook, you stupid Jew bitch? Well, okay, well, maybe he didn't say all that, but you know what I mean. Like, he called him out, right? And I mean, looking back, it looks like that was not a friendship with Ben and Charlie. That was not a friendship. And everybody knows what the Daily Wire did to Candace. It doesn't seem like a fucking friendship to me. It really doesn't seem like a friendship. I cannot see a world where those two were close. Maybe acquaintance. Like, yeah, going on a show once or twice so they can speak back and forth. Maybe acquaintance. But it was even revealed by Andrew Colvett when he was speaking that he had booked Charlie a guest on the last episode that Charlie was on, and Charlie was not too happy with the guest. And who was that final guest? It was Ben motherfucking Shapiro. So they're being blatant about it. They weren't friends. So why the fuck is Ben Shapiro trying to back himself into an area, into a corner that he's not fucking a part of? But Candace Owens is evil for actually caring to look and to research about what could have fucking happened to her friend who was violently, brutally fucking massacred in front of 2,000 people, and she wants to know what happened to her friend, but all of a sudden she's disrespecting a grieving mom, a grieving widow, the family. She's disrespecting it, and she's disrespecting Ben, and she's disrespecting all these people. Maybe she just wants to get down to the fucking truth, and you people are too closed-minded to figure out the truth. And this is why it seems sketchy. When she says that shit, like, maybe you guys, she never said specifically, oh, you guys killed Charlie, but she's like, you guys are acting really fucking weird to not know completely what happened to Charlie, and how are you so confident that it was Tyler that did it, right? I'm not saying that Tyler Robinson didn't do it, but I'm saying there's definitely something else at hand. It cannot just be a random fucking scrawny-ass kid who somehow knows how to quickly disassemble a gun, reassemble a gun, shoot a perfect fucking neck shot, and then run away and not get caught for 4 fucking days. I'm sorry, but that's gotta be some crazy shit unless they just weren't researching properly and looking and investigating properly to who did it. Yeah, I don't think that it was just Tyler. I'm not gonna lie to you. But the fact when you're going after Candace Owens, like she's doing some evil shit when she's really just investigating, right? She's a journalist. She's just trying to investigate what happened to her friend. You're trying to treat her like she is some evil woman when she's just trying to get to the bottom of what happened to her good Charlie, right? What happened to her friend. But no, it's all of a sudden evil, and all these people who didn't know Charlie, like Ben Shapiro, are gonna fucking, who also have, they already have disgust with Candace for something. They don't like her, right? Prejudgment, right? He barely knew Charlie, but now he's trying to form himself in the fucking circle like he was with Charlie, like Charlie was his day one homie. He fucking wasn't. Charlie didn't like him, and if you go back to archive, he's shitting on Ben Shapiro. Charlie didn't like Ben Shapiro. Ben Shapiro didn't like Charlie. Ben Shapiro doesn't like Candace. Ben Shapiro doesn't like fucking anybody, and nobody likes Ben Shapiro. But now Ben Shapiro is trying to back himself into this group that he's not a part of. He's posing like he knew Charlie Kirk, and he's like, I never said that me and Charlie were great friends. Yeah, but you're acting like you knew him perfectly. Don't speak on the motherfucker if you don't know him. You can denounce assassinations and say, yeah, it was bad, but you can't speak of him as if you knew him. You cannot criticize a grieving best friend in Candace Owens for trying to figure out what happened to her friend, and you can't criticize the people that don't fucking stand with you. You really cannot. You didn't know Charlie, so stop pretending like you did. But I never said I was good friends with Charlie. Yeah, but you fucking acted like it. You donated $1 million to Turning Point USA, but somehow that's not acting like you were friends with Charlie Kirk. You fucking weren't. You were his last guest that he was forced to have on, that he did not want to have on, and now you are... Oh my gosh. Really sorry, peeps, we got some technical difficulties. But anyway, you're trying to act like you knew who the fuck Charlie Kirk was. You didn't. So stop. You didn't know the motherfucker. You were in your own little Zionist Jew space. Nobody liked you, not Charlie. Nobody liked you, Ben. And nobody does like you. Stop pretending like you knew Charlie. Stop backing yourself in a corner that you are not a part of, in a group that you are not a part of, and then criticizing a grieving friend who is trying to get to the fucking bottom of what happened to her friend, who, by the way, was shot in the fucking neck. Did Charlie die from cancer? No. Did Charlie have a stroke? No. Did Charlie have a seizure and pass away? No. Did Charlie have a heart attack and die? No. Did Charlie overdose? No. Charlie got fucking shot. Okay, there is a big fucking difference. That is literally a murder. That is literally a fucking murder. There is a way to investigate that, and there should be more of an investigation than just, no, it was Tyler. It was Tyler. It does not fucking work like that. It cannot work like that. And to call out somebody who's just trying to get to the bottom of what actually happened to her friend, fuck you. You don't know the type of pain that she's in. Candace was the only one who was crying after Charlie Kirk died. When she was speaking about him, she had a tear running down her face. Erica looked like she was trying to force that shit out. Ben, you didn't fucking know him. And I'm done with all this bullshit. Same thing with Nicole Arbor. I support her and what she says about Jelly Roll, but why the fuck are we going in and trying to expose Candace Owens and Brett Cooper? Fuck out of here, Nicole, you're Canadian. But anyway, it's just like Ben is backing himself in this corner. He's pretending he's friends with him, even though I never said that we were good friends. I just said I knew him. Shut the fuck up. You acted like you knew him. You're surrounding yourself with people that knew him, but you didn't know him, and you're getting into a whole beef with somebody. You're denouncing what she does. You're like, well, you would actually be standing by Erica if you actually cared about Charlie. She doesn't have to stand by shit. Does not have to stand by fucking shit. Erica Kirk is not acting how Jackie Kennedy acted. Erica Kirk is not acting how Martin Luther King's wife did. It's not acting how Malcolm X's wife. She's not acting like a normal grieving fucking widow, so stop pretending that she is. Stop ignoring the obvious. You are doing what the Democrats were doing when we were saying that Joe Biden was clearly having defects. But no, Erica's fine. Get the fuck out of here. Erica Franzway is not fine. And there's clearly a problem with it. And Ben, I feel like you're clout chasing. And I know it sounds, kind of crazy to say, oh, well, he's fucking clout. This bitch is clout chasing. He didn't know Charlie. But now all of a sudden, after Charlie's a trend because he was brutally assassinated, he knew Charlie. I knew Charlie. Did you? I didn't fucking know Charlie. I'm not saying I did. I'm saying that it was sad what happened to him. But you, Ben, you're pretending. You're fucking putting yourself in the group of people that Charlie hung out with himself. But you're not trying to LARP Charlie Kirk. You're not trying to clout chase Charlie Kirk. But then you get into a whole beef with his friend, and you pretend like you know what the fuck Charlie would want. Stop pretending, bitch. You didn't know Charlie Kirk, Ben Shapiro. You didn't. It's clear who's in the right and who's in the wrong. Candace is calling out Ben. She's saying, hey, don't talk so tough. You didn't fucking know Charlie. And he's like, I never said that I did. But you acted like you did, Ben. That is the fucking problem. Do not donate $1 million to some people that you don't know. A quick rest in peace would be fine, but going on the show repeatedly, fucking, it's too much. I mean, it really is just too much. Let's get to the next topic. Okay, well, on our next topic, Graham Plattner, who is running for Senate of Maine, has suspended his campaign after very credible sexual assault allegations. And, I mean, let's just cover it, right? This dude has a swastika tattooed on his fucking pec. That's enough. Right? That's enough to say that he probably did some bad shit. And then we see that this dude gets called out by this girl. She has credible evidence. She says, Graham Plattner rapes me. And we're gonna sit by and pretend like it's not true. It was credible evidence. The people that were voting for him knew it was credible evidence, and they wanted him out. But he made a whole video addressing it, saying it's not true, and this and that, and he's not going to suspend his campaign, whatever. He ended up suspending his campaign. And he ended up saying, this is not an admission of guilt. But it seems like an admission of guilt. It really does. You're a Nazi. And you've allegedly raped somebody. I mean, it's a pattern of behavior. It really is a pattern of behavior. I do not think that this dude is innocent in the slightest. I really don't. This dude made Reddit posts about race, about fucking women, about police, about sexual assault, and we think that the Democrats think that this dude was the guy for them. Are you fucking kidding me? He also literally was cheated on his wife with like fucking several different women. That's not normal. This dude is in a slippery slope, and the Democrats think that this is their guy, Graham Plattner. Graham Plattner's my guy. He's my guy. Like, he's a little edgy, because he's a little edgy. He said that the tattoo's not a Nazi symbol. I think it is. If you go and look at the skull and the bones that are, the skull and crossbones. If you see what the fuck the Nazis or the Nazi symbol like that looks like, you can't tell me that it's not. You really cannot. Graham Plattner is sitting here saying, no, I didn't fucking rape anybody, but he also was he was emotionally abusive, according to his girlfriends, right? He was an abuser. He hits women. He's emotionally abusive, he's loud, he's yelling, he's angry, he's this, and you're trying to make me think you didn't fucking rape anybody? Why are we letting these people in our fucking politics? Why? That's the real question. This is like E. Jean Carroll shit. When they were bringing that up on Trump, this is E. Jean Carroll shit because it's credible. You're telling me that Graham Plattner didn't rape anybody? It's not an admission of guilt that I'm dropping out. I just don't think that I don't think it's the good thing for me right now. No, you dropped the fuck out because people told you to drop out because you're a piece of shit and they realized it. How are you gonna help fix our country when you can't even fix your sexual habits? That's fucking embarrassing. Vote me for Senate. I'm not a rapist. Vote me for Senate. I'm not a rapist. Is that what people are going to have to start running like now? Because of how you fucking act? Because of people like Graham Plattner fucking being a rapist? Is that how we're going to have to start running our elections? Because literally everybody now, right? Allegedly it's Trump. It's Graham Plattner. They say it's Biden. They say it's Eric Swalwell. When is it ever going to fucking end? Graham Plattner is a piece of shit. You should have seen it by the Nazi tattoo that he had. You should have seen it by the Reddit posts that he all the way from 2009 to 2021, which by the way, 2021 was 5 years ago, probably when he was already in politics. Yeah, he's made sexist fucking comments. He's racist. He hates the fucking police, and he makes jokes about sexual assault, and this dude's not a rapist? Yeah, he shouldn't have been on the campaign trail at all, and people shouldn't have endorsed him in the first place. He was not a good choice. It's terrible that people even had that cross their mind that would help, because he doesn't. It doesn't work that way, and it'll never work that way. We cannot keep fucking supreming these people. We don't need rapist supremacy. If you're on Epstein Island, go to jail. If you rape somebody, go to jail. Why the fuck are you running for our political offices? For the country that we live in. Why are you trying to fuck us up? You're a shitty ass person, and you have sexual habits. You have racist habits. You have sexist habits. You have Nazi habits, and you can't fucking change between that. You hate Jewish people. You hate ethnic groups. You want people to die. Like, how the fuck did the Democrats even sit with that? But no, Trump is so bad, Trump is this, Trump is that. I don't like Trump either, but Trump is so bad, Trump is this, Trump is that. But then they have their own Graham Plattner, and he's fine. Graham Plattner's fine for you, right? He hasn't done anything. Fuck out of here. It's pure embarrassment. From me, at least. I just see pure embarrassment that these people fucking want a rapist to win. But the second that Donald Trump gets accused of rape, whew, he needs to die. But Graham Plattner, it's not an admission of guilt. Can we just call a rapist what it is? It's a rapist. Donald Trump, from what I've seen, doesn't have a Nazi tattoo. I don't know anybody that has a Nazi tattoo. That's really weird shit. I can understand, right? The resurfaced posts could not reflect who you are now, but it's like the pattern of behavior. You made that much of an impulsive choice to get a Nazi tattoo. You made that much of an impulsive choice, and it's not like it's one girl that accused him of sexual assault. It's over and over and over and over and over and over and over. It does not fucking work that way. This dude is not normal, and I cannot believe that these people continue to push this. They pushed Eric Swalwell, now they're pushing Graham Plattner. It doesn't work. It's fucking weird, and it needs to fucking stop. Graham Plattner is not a normal human being. He is a nasty piece of shit. And the fact that you guys are, and there's still people rallying for him too, right? They're sitting here and they're like, Graham Plattner for president. He'll run again when these allegations are disproven. But are they going to get disproven? Because they don't seem too motherfucking fake to me, bro. They do not seem too fake to me. And that's a lot of shit to be accused of, too. I'm just going to say, a one-man individual, that's a lot of shit to be accused of. Genuinely, that's a lot of fucking shit. It's a lot of shit in your basement. That's a lot of shit that's coming out. That's coming out about you that's being spoken. That's a lot. That's not a normal amount. Your Uncle Dan isn't gonna have fucking rape allegations. He's not gonna have a Nazi tattoo. He might post the Reddit posts, but he's not gonna have sexually explicit messages. He's not gonna cheat on every one of the fucking partners that he had. He's not gonna emotionally abuse anybody. He's not gonna push them down. That's a lot of bad shit. Graham Plattner is clearly a narcissist. He's clearly not a good person, and you guys tried pushing him to office. I can understand you might have agreed with his policies, but a narcissist is a narcissist. A narcissist is a narcissist, and if somebody wants something done for themselves, they're gonna get it done for themselves. They're not gonna get it done for any fucking buddy else. And the fact is that you guys even, you consider, you like have so much shit on morality, right? You care about the person's character. You don't care about what they're gonna do in office. You care about who they are morally. And the fact is, when you're trying to push a rapist into office, your morality is at question. Your moral stability is at question. That doesn't work. It fits weird. It doesn't make sense. Your moral stability is at motherfucking question. You don't seem normal to me. You really fucking don't. And I'm sorry to call it out, but when you support an abuser, when you support a man who sexually assaulted people, when you support a Nazi, when you support a guy who posted fucking Reddit posts about how he hates the police, how he hates black people, this and that, it doesn't work. It does not look well on you. It really doesn't. It does not give you a good look. And you wanted this dude in office? It's not an admission of guilt, though. I just think that I should stop. I think it's the right time to stop. No, you're stopping because you're a rapist. It is an admission of guilt. Fuck are you talking about? It's not an admission of guilt. It is an admission of guilt. You're a fucking rapist. Like, what are we talking about? What are we bringing up? What are we mentioning? How does that correlate in the slightest? I may have a Nazi tattoo, okay? And I may have said some shit on Reddit like 5 years ago, okay? And I also may have possibly been emotionally abusive and physically abusive to my ex-girlfriends. And I also might have raped one of them. But that does not mean I'm a fucking rapist. Yes, it does! A pattern of behavior. Talk about a pattern of fucking behavior. I can make an educated guess, Graham Plattner. The Democrats are so fucking hypocritical. Do you seriously want James Fish back as Florida governor? He's an accused pedophile. It's disproven, but he's accused. You're morally okay with that? You want a fucking rapist, an emotional abuser, and a Nazi to be your fucking senator? Your rep? You want him to be your representative? Are you fucking joking? Are you fucking joking? But the right, the Republicans, the Libertarians, everybody who's right-winged are fucking evil. But you guys want that guy. We say no to James Fishback, who's a disproven pedophile, but we say yes to Graham Plattner, who is a proven rapist, who has a Nazi tattoo. That fits your fucking agenda? That works for you? It's hypocrisy. You want that thing in office? Go the fuck ahead, but that's gonna ruin our country. How is he, once again, how's he gonna help fix our country if he can't even get help to fix his sexual habits? Or he can't be honest. He can't be transparent. If he can't fix his racism problem, if he can't fix his abuse problem, how is he gonna fix our fucking country? Use your fucking brain. And I hope that this bitch is done with politics forever, because I never want to see that nasty fucking sexual assaulter's face again. I don't. I'm done with that fucker. I don't want to see him fucking again. No thanks. Like, really, no thanks. I'm good. Maybe I don't want a Nazi who emotionally and physically abused his exes, who posts to Reddit about how he hates black people, how he hates women, how he hates the police, making jokes about sexual assault, and allegedly sexually assaulted his partner, and has a Nazi tattoo. Maybe I don't want him in my political office, right? There's a line of people who we do and who we do want, and if you guys are literally just going to keep the blue no matter who standard, you're going to get more people like Graham Plattner. And the hypocrisy is going to stand. It needs to stop. From all of you people, it needs to stop. It does not. You guys are hypocrites. He's terrible. He's a bad person. He didn't run on anything good. And you almost got him elected. He almost got that shit. Get the fuck out. I don't have a Nazi tattoo. I don't have crossbones and a skull on me. I don't know anybody that has a skull and crossbones that are linked to the Nazi symbol on them. I don't know anybody who has tweeted how the police are shit and made jokes about SA and made jokes about black people. I actually don't even know anybody who's beaten their fucking girlfriend or sexually assaulted or raped their girlfriend. It is human fucking decency, right? It's when to know to do something and when to not know to do something. Are we fucking kidding me? You're gonna sit there and you're gonna tell me that that's perfectly fine for your candidate because he stands up for trans rights. He wants to abolish ICE. He wants to do it all. Get the fuck out. Hey, Caprendo. Get out. Like, it is not that fucking hard to be a normal person in politics. And it's not that hard to vote in a normal person in politics. But no, because I like the rapist. He's great. I love him. And the people that are saying that he didn't do it, go ahead and look at and see what that girl had to say. And if you still disagree, then I think that you're just denying what's actually there. You just don't want to believe that the person that you were going to vote for actually did something bad. It is the same amount of evidence that E. Jean Carroll and that Stormy Daniels had. It is done. It's way too much, and you wanted him in. I want him in. That's my guy. That is my guy. Shut the fuck up. Genuinely. You vote for feelings, people. You don't vote for what you say you vote for. I vote for character. I vote for personality. I vote for policy. You don't vote for policy. You don't clearly vote for character if you're going to vote that motherfucker in. You vote based off your feelings. If this dude says something that's going to make you feel good, come a little bit, you're going to be like, yeah, I'm going to vote for him. It's bad. It's evil. It shouldn't be like that. It really shouldn't. It's too much. It is too much of what you guys are trying to fucking push. But no, he had no bad intentions. Like, oh no, You don't get it. He had no bad intentions. Yeah, he did. 1,000 motherfucking % did. Oh, I vote based off morality. Shut your stupid bitch face up. Because no, you fucking don't. If you voted based off morality, you wouldn't vote for this fucker. You wouldn't have voted for Eric Swalwell. You wouldn't have even pushed these people to the moon like you did. You wouldn't. You people are liars. You people are hypocrites, and you need to be fucking stopped. Because it doesn't go. It does not go that way. And it will not go that way. You cannot say one thing and then not even act the same way. Trump's a rapist. Trump's a rapist. I love Graham Plattner. Like, we using our brains. Whatever, let's get to the next topic. Now, ladies and gentlemen, after I had finished recording this, we had gotten word that Senator Lindsey Graham died at the age of 71, what has been last night. So, I'm going to talk about that for a little bit. Right before I get to the Iran topic, I'm going to put this in here. I had my differences with Lindsey Graham. If you go back, I literally have a video on my YouTube, I have a video on my TikTok, I have a video everywhere where I describe Lindsey Graham as a Nazi. I bring up Lindsey Graham frequently when I try to describe MAGA bootlickers. And when I try to describe people that I despise, right? The white Zionist Nazis, per se, that are on the certain side. However, I do not wish death on anybody. And I do not believe that he deserved to pass away because I had disagreements with him. They're saying that he went into a cardiac arrest after a sudden illness, and he died at the age of 71. However, I'm not going to ignore who he truly was. I still deeply believe Lindsey Graham was a Nazi. And I know it's a hard thing to say, especially now after he's passed away, but in my opinion, he was a humongous piece of shit. I wanted him to never experience happiness in his fucking life. I hope that he rests peacefully, but I didn't like him. And actually, I think it's important that we go over and speak about the man that Lindsey Graham actually was. Lindsey Graham advocated for war. When the Iran war first happened, he said that we were killing all the right people. And that's not okay. We shouldn't be killing anybody, right? And if you're pro-life, you wouldn't be for the death of anybody. He said, we're killing all the right people, and we're cutting your taxes. They were not cutting our taxes, but they were killing a lot of people. That's extremely crazy and radical to state. Just out of the blue. We're killing all the right people, and we're cutting your taxes. Fuck are you talking about? Then he brought up how we ran out of bombs, and that the last time we ran out of bombs was World War II. So, portraying it like that going into warfare and killing people is a good thing. On a separate occasion, Lindsey Graham also straight up said that the FBI that were at January 6th should have shot all the January 6ers in the back of the head. And I'm going to ask you, how does that seem okay? In any of your worldview, how does that seem okay? They were acting violent. The bad ones that they didn't know that were going to be there, that took over. But the 60-year-old women, right? The 70-year-old women, the old ladies that thought that Trump won the election and just wanted to march down and to protest. Those people deserve to die too. The children that were brought by the parents, those people need to die too. The innocent families that are just there to protest for their favorite candidate who they truly believe won the election. Those people deserve to die too. I want to mention how this is really scary. Seeing how he died as he was in Senate. There needs to be term limits. There needs to be age limits. Seeing what's going on with Mitch McConnell, he's been hospitalized for a month. I truly believe he's dead as well. But, I already got into that in the past topic. I think that we need to stop voting in these old people. Because we're going to have more deaths, we're going to have more sadness, more grieving, more mourning in Washington. How many senators and congressmen have died this year from the ages of 70 to 80? You can do your own calculations on that. It's a lot. And this is not a good pattern. And I think that it really needs to stop. We need to we need to lower the age limits, because 35 does not mean maturity, right? I know many 20-year-olds and 25-year-olds, 26-year-olds, 27-year-olds, 28-year-olds, 29-year-olds that are smart and that are able to vote. I'd say even lowering the age to 18 to when you can run for president, or maybe past when you'd be done with college. I think that is the best option. We should not be letting these old fucks go until they're dead. It doesn't work like that. It's terrible. It's disgusting, and I hate to see a deteriorating corpse sitting at the Senate desk and be like, you're a stupid Democrat, and everything that you stand for is fucking evil. Like, I don't want that, right? I want somebody who's high energy, like yelling at the fucking Senate desk, like, fuck you, bitch, you're stupid, whatever. Like, I'd rather that than just a rotting fucking corpse. Right, I would rather that than just to see Oliver Tree sitting at the fucking Senate desk. And I can understand, right, that we don't discriminate because of intelligence and shit, but no, I really think that you should not be in a job at that old. I really don't. But back to who Lindsey Graham really was, he also admitted on live TV to almost manipulating Donald Trump and Benjamin Netanyahu to get into the conflict with Iran. If you are against the Iran war, then you will not be saying rest in peace to Lindsey Graham. You have to look back. You have to think. Lindsey Graham had a huge influence on this war, and when it was finally happening, he was happy. Lindsey Graham, his entire career, has done nothing but warmonger. He has done nothing but campaign for wars to happen. Over and over again. He did it for the Clinton administration. He did it for Bush. He did it for Trump. And Trump listened. He tried doing it for Biden. It needs to stop. It really does. This guy was not okay. And we shouldn't have ever let him. We should never, ever elect somebody who was like Lindsey Graham again. I'm not celebrating that Lindsey Graham died, but I think that it's a good thing for the world. And I know that's controversial to say. What do you mean it's a good thing someone died? What, are you turning to a liberal? Like, you're saying what they said for Charlie Kirk? No, I think it's a good thing because I think that the world lost a lot of evil today. And I think that that's gone forever. We should not elect people who want warfare constantly and who are trying to persuade our president into warfare. He quite literally was fighting for us to give more money to Ukraine. He went down to Ukraine and the day before he died, and he met with Vladimir Zelensky, and he was trying to get us to pay them more. He said that he would stand with Israel till his dying day, that is Israel first, before America. If you don't think that that's evil, and if you don't think that that's gross in any sort of way, then you need a self-reflection. This guy did not care about our country. He was not a patriot. He was a traitor. He gave no fucks about the United States. And therefore, we don't really give a fuck that he died. I can say rest in peace. I can say rest peacefully. I send my condolences to his family. But that is all I will say. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that Lindsey Graham was somebody that he's not. I'm not going to, dog on the... I hate speaking ill of the dead, right? I hate speaking ill of the people who have passed away. I'm not here to dog on Lindsey Graham. But I'm here to speak the truth. Lindsey Graham was not a truth teller. He was a stupid, ugly, annoying, fat, country piece of shit who only cared about a foreign country that commits mass genocide. And I think that we should not give any more of our energy to this fucker. And we should never vote in somebody like this again. Lindsey Graham was one of a kind, and hopefully he is the only kind. If we ever get to the point where we vote somebody like Lindsey Graham again, then our country will be over. Especially with high influence with the president like that. Telling the president that we should commit genocide? That's not good. And that's not normal. And that's something Lindsey Graham tried doing on the daily. That's something Lindsey Graham was active about doing. It's sad. It's tragic. I never wish a cardiac arrest on anybody. Hell, my favorite wrestler had a cardiac arrest just about a year ago almost, Hulk Hogan. And I felt super sad. I was, overcome with grief when he passed away. And I truly believe he was a better person than people try to portray him. But Lindsey Graham is as simple as this. He was open about how he loves war. He was open about his Nazi beliefs, right? Nazi doesn't always have to be the people that want to persecute Jewish people, and I think that we should change that definition. I think that a Nazi should just be somebody who advocates for war, or who advocates for the death of innocent people and the mass death of other people. I think that's what we should call a Nazi. And that is exactly what Lindsey Graham did. He was open about wanting war. We are now one step closer to world peace now that he is dead. And I'm not happy he passed. I think it's sad. I hope that he's in heaven. I'm not going to make a judgment on where he is. But I will tell you, I truly do not believe he's up above. But I'm not going to say he's on the bottom, but he's not up above. And I'll tell you exactly why. I don't think Jesus would support somebody who is advocating for the mass genocide of his children, for the mass killing of his beloved children. I don't think that he would support that. I really don't. Jesus said, "Let there be light," not "let there be missiles and airstrikes to Palestine." He never said that. And he never will say that. Jesus is a saint. Jesus is our Father. But I don't think that Jesus would be okay with what Lindsey Graham was doing. Even if Lindsey Graham had his heart with the Lord, which I can only truly hope that he did, I don't know if he can forgive all that Lindsey had done. But I'm going to hope that Lindsey Graham is in heaven. Hell is a terrible place. And I really hope he's not there. But at the same time, you could not act the way he did and expect to be treated like a saint, because he was not. And yes, I might swear a lot. Yes, I might sin a lot. But I have never once advocated for a gigantic group of people to die. And I'm actually against it. I'm against all war, and I'm definitely against Israel. I'm free Palestine as it gets. And I think that, we need to stop with this narrative that, what he was normal. And MAGA needs to stop pretending like he was normal, because he wasn't. And Trump needs to stop pretending like he was normal, because he wasn't. And Trump was being manipulated by him, but Trump was also being manipulated by Netanyahu. They're all bad people. They're all terrible people. If he was not a senator, he would be in Trump's cabinet. He's evil. He hated Trump in 2016. Then he started loving Trump. Now he died loving Trump. This treatment of nice things and acting as if somebody was such a saint after they die needs to stop. Charlie Kirk was genuinely a good person. That's why we treated him like he was a good person. But there's absolutely no reason why we should be sitting here and pretending like Lindsey Graham would give two fucks about you. If you have Palestinian descent, if you're Muslim, and you said rest in peace to Lindsey Graham, I hope you know he would fucking kill you. He would order you to be killed. If we lived in a monarchy and he was the king, Lindsey Graham would say, "You're going to fucking die." He would want you to die. Lindsey Graham was not a good person. He was evil. And I don't use that term lightly, but I truly believe he was another form of evil that we've just started exploring. I made a video calling him a Nazi. He is a Nazi. And I stand by that. He was a humongous piece of shit that should not and will not ever be elected again. And if we do elect someone like that again, I'm not living in the United States anymore. He's an embarrassment to all things American. He's an embarrassment to all people who are Republicans. He's part of the actually 90% of the reason why I left the Republican Party. But, you know, he's an embarrassment to the right, and we really need to stop treating him like he was some amazing dude. Really. And I'm not saying celebrate. Don't celebrate. But don't cry either. Unless you're his family, don't cry, because you didn't know him. He didn't give a fuck about you. He probably wants you to die. Because he's a warmonger. That's all he cares about. He cares about war, and he cares about our country and chaos. He doesn't care about our president. He doesn't care about the Americans' well-being. So I wouldn't even say treat him with respect, because he wouldn't treat you with respect. All I'll say is say some kind words and send your condolences. His family didn't do shit. He did shit. I also truly believe he's a homosexual. Look, there's nothing wrong with being gay, but he was definitely gay. He was like, I'm about to walk in that motherfucking Congress room. Gay. I'm about to go for my Senate hearing. Get my makeup on. Gay. That's gay. That's who he was. He wasn't married for a reason. If any of you people think that he was straight and he wasn't married because he just didn't want to marry anybody, you're out of your fucking mind. He was gay. He was a homo. And there's nothing wrong with being homosexual. But there's something wrong with being a homosexual Nazi. I feel like that just doesn't really fit, right? A homosexual Nazi. Damn, they would have killed him. They would have executed him. But, you know, he has no kids. Nobody really gives a fuck about him. His parents are dead. He died when he was 22. I mean, he doesn't really have many people to sit there and be like, oh, sad, boo-hoo. Except for, like, Trump, because Trump probably, like, sucked his dick off. But, yeah, other than Netanyahu and Trump, there's really nobody to be sad about this. And I don't think that we should treat him as if he was some nice person, some great person, when he wasn't. Lindsey Graham, may you rest in peace. May God rest your soul. But you... Sorry, I had to sneeze. But may you be reminded of your evil doing for the rest of your afterlife. Because you did not treat us well. You did not leave a good mark when you were alive, when you were here. And I think it's tragic that he died at only 71. And I think that, yes, it's kind of young, although that is kind of the lifespan in the United States nowadays. But, I mean, think about all the lifespans that he cut off because he was pro-genocide in Palestine. He was pro-genocide in the Gaza Strip. He was pro-genocide in Syria. He was pro-genocide here, pro-genocide there. He would celebrate when he would hear the word airstrike, when he would hear the word missile. So why should we treat him like he would really give a fuck? I'm sorry that you went into cardiac arrest. Hope you're okay. Well, he's not okay, he's dead. I mean, hope you're okay, like, hope you're in heaven, but I really don't truly think you are. But I can't make that judgment. I'm not God. But, I mean, dude, Lindsey Graham was one of a kind. He was evil. He was disgusting. He was somebody that we should never, ever elect in one of those positions again. He's somebody we should never welcome into our society again. If so, put him in a concentration camp, like the people that he advocated for. But no, I'm absolutely done. Rest in peace, I guess. I mean, he deserves peace, at least. But I truly don't think we should treat him perfectly, because you guys hold everybody else to such an extent, hold them really accountable. So I think we should hold Lindsey Graham accountable. I didn't like him at all. He's a fucking asshole. But he's dead. And I think we should give him the decency of saying, my deepest condolences to your family. Rest in peace, my little gay Nazi. Rest in peace, Adolf Hitler. I'm tearing up, man. Man, I miss him. Man, I miss my boy Lindsey. Little lady Lindsey, I miss you. Little lady Lindsey went to the little place. So, we'll see. We'll see. It's shocking to hear what happened to him. I hope Mitch McConnell's okay. I hope that everybody in Senate's okay. But this is number one, a wake-up sign. don't elect a Nazi again who wants war. Number 2, don't elect somebody who's in their fucking 70s or 80s or 90s. Number 3, don't treat him like he was such a good person, because he wasn't. He wasn't. Not in the slightest. Alright, well, let's get to the final topic. Okay, well, on to our final topic. We're going to be talking about these new U.S. and Iran strikes. So, yes, this war that Lindsey Graham helped make into reality is still a thing. But we're going to get into what's going on now. So, it has been leaked that Iran possibly had plans to assassinate President Trump. That's what they were planning to do before Donald Trump assassinated the Ayatollah Khomeini, whatever his fucking last name is. That was the plan. That was what they were going to do. They were going to get Trump, and they were going to try to take over the U.S. And upon hearing this, Donald Trump has ordered fucking thousands and thousands and thousands of airstrikes to go after Iran. But here's my problem. The strikes are in all parts of Iran. The strikes are going after everywhere in Iran. All the people in Iran. This and that. Iran here, Iran there. It's not going after just the perpetrators. Just the people that want to assassinate Trump. He's not going after them. He's going after innocent civilians along with the perpetrators. And he acts like the Iranians have done something bad to him. The government might have done something bad to him and might want something to happen to him, but that does not mean the innocent people need to die. And by doing this, this is genocide. And I'm honestly, frankly, done pretending it's not, and I'm going to cover why right now. There are ways to go after a country that is angry at you. There are ways to go after a place that wants your blood than to fucking kill its own people, right? Than to kill the innocent children, than to kill the innocent family, to kill the innocent adults and parents and grandparents and uncles and aunties that live there. There is ways that you don't have to do that. But to me, it seems like Trump honestly doesn't care. It seems like he wants to decimate the entire country of Iran. And that is a genocide. And that should not happen. That should never happen. I'm an open advocate against what happens in Gaza. None of that shit should happen to Iran. The people did absolutely nothing wrong to our U.S. government. The people did absolutely nothing wrong to Donald Trump. The people did absolutely nothing wrong to America. The government might have, of Iran. The Ayatollah might have, of Iran. The people from Iran, of course, that are working for Iran. Not the people that just live there. Not the people that are actively genocided by Iran. Not the people that are just living there doing their fucking life, right? Those people are not the ones at fault. So why go after all stages, all places of Iran? That is genocide. That is a clear genocide. And even to, reach for, to even reach for that conclusion, right? To be like, oh, they want to kill me, then how about we just go after all of them? That doesn't work, Trump, right? I know you might be sitting there like, they're gonna kill me though. I gotta get them all. They're gonna kill me. I gotta get everybody in Iran. You don't. You don't have to get everybody in Iran. You can just get the people that want to fucking get you, but you don't have to get, like, literally innocent people. Little Timmy, right? Little Timmy who's trying to walk to fucking school should not be walking to school with his head off. Should be walking to school engulfed in flames, because you fucking hit an airstrike on him. He should be going to school in a normal fashion, right? Big Jeremiah, who's just the mom, right, who's just taking great care of her children, should not be targeted. And this is the problem with Trump and his administration. They don't realize what they should be doing compared to what they are doing. You should not be going after all these random places, and everybody that's ever lived there. Right, and he straight up called out Israel about a month ago, which I guess he regrets now. But he straight up called out Israel about a month ago, and was like, I don't think that, I don't think that they have to bomb a hospital. I think that there's other ways that they could get to the bottom of it. And obviously Israel is bad. What Israel does is commit genocide, right? They try to act like they are the victims, but clearly they are not the victims. But I guess apparently, according to Donald Trump, Israel just does so well that we have to imitate what they do. But we don't. We don't have to imitate what they do. There is another solution than just going after innocent fucking people. Take out the perpetrators. Don't take out the children and the families. The amount of strikes that he's already sent, which has probably killed innocent families already, instead of just going after the people that he should be going after, it's already killed innocent people already, right? It's already killed families, probably. He's probably already bombed a school. He's probably done this. He's probably done that. In the time that he could have done all that, he could have sent all those strikes to the fucking perpetrators, to where they live, to where they are. He could have just sent that shit all the way over there. But no, this motherfucker went ahead and fucking and went after all of them, right? I would completely understand if they were going to try to assassinate our president, and you just went after the people that are allegedly trying to assassinate you. But it's like, the plot hole doesn't work. It really doesn't. There's nothing that's justifiable to sit here and say, yeah, but what he's doing isn't genocide, like bombing a bunch of random ass motherfucking people. It's not genocide. It's not, and it will never be genocide. It is. It is. And genocide, also, the definition of genocide has definitely changed over time. It's not just going after an ethnic group or, going after them for, just because of that. I think that it's going after a specific group of people for a specific reason, right? Mass targeting. And that's what he's doing. He's attacking these Iranian people because they're Iranian and because they live in Iran. And that's not what we should be doing. We should just be going after the government of Iran. That free them from the regime, like you say you want to do. But why does that have to involve these kids? Why does that have to involve these families that are just simply living in Iran? They can't control where they fucking live, Trump. They can't control that. But you're like, no. You are completely decimating every fucking part of Iran. But anyway, yeah, there's other ways to just do that, and then just to be like, boom, 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 boom to you, boom to you, boom to you, boom to you, boo, 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 bitty, boo. No, right? Why are we going after everything? Like, we wouldn't arrest everybody in fucking Florida, right, for sex trafficking just because Jeffrey Epstein lived in Palm Beach, Florida. We can go to Palm Beach and be like, you're arrested for sex trafficking. We wouldn't do that, right? Because not all of them have sex trafficked, right? Same thing with the Iranians. Not all of them have committed the mass genocide. Not all of them have tried to assassinate you. So why are we simply just going after them? All of them, right? That does not work and should not work. I mean, it's a standard that you have to hold yourself to that Trump barely even holds himself to. He thinks that when Israel does it, it's bad, which it is, very bad. But when he repeats the steps of what they're doing because Israel sucked him off again, he loves them. Like, the second that he repeats what they do, it's okay, right? And it's justifiable because they were going to try to kill me. Shut the fuck up. Yeah, because little Timmy, Big Sherry, and Big Jimmy, right? Like the whole happy family. Love you. Want to watch a movie? Game night. This and that. Those people just fucking deserve to die, Trump. Is that how it is for you? Is it truly how it is for you? You think that it's just justifiable because, well, a few people in that country hate me and want me to die, so, That family there, that family there, that family there, and that family there did. Like, there's just genuinely no circumstance where that's okay. In my mind, there's no circumstance where that would be alright. And I think, like, I can see where he's coming from, but it's just the plot hole, right? You would obviously they're going to be in one place of the country. They're not going to be in the whole country. Why decimate an entire country for one mistake, right? Why decimate an entire country for what one person has done? Right? Like, why decimate another country for a mistake that the government, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? He is mass targeting these people. He's going after him. Boom, 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 boom. I want you in my room. Like, that's what they're hearing all the time. Boom to you, boom to you, boom to you. Why? Do you know how fucking scary that must be, Trump? I mean, it's just like the inhumaneness that you hold, right? You just, nothing to you seems scary, nothing to you seems sketchy. You don't think that would be scary to have to get down and do this, right? Especially when you're not at fault for any of this. None of this is your fault. You didn't do anything wrong, but you're being targeted either way. Stop attacking the families. Stop attacking the kids. Attack the fucking government. They still have another Ayatollah, Trump, that you haven't taken care of. They still have the regime that you somehow can't get rid of. But, like, once again, right, there's just more to it. There's more to just... There's more you can do, right? And it's simple. You don't have to go boom, 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 boom to every fucking building that you've ever seen, and they're gonna die, because that's just simply not fair. Sorry. Simply not fair. If you were to go and attack anybody, if you were to go kill anybody, make it the people that want to kill you. Not the innocent little family that's eating ice cream outside of an ice cream parlor in Iran. And you're like, do I get the evil regime that I still haven't taken out, that I say that I'm going to take out? Do I get the evil regime or this innocent family? Innocent family, shut the fuck, like, fucking stop, Trump. It's evil. What you're doing is evil, and you hate genocide, you hate the Holocaust, you hate what happened to the Jews, but then you repeat the same steps. You say what Israel's doing is wrong, and that you're somehow realizing, like, there's other ways to do it. But you're doing what they're doing, and you're teamed up with them again. There's ways to do things differently, and I feel like you need to learn that. I really do. Truthfully, what Trump is doing is evil. He's like, I'm gonna take out this whole regime. This whole regime is done. They're gonna take it out. Yeah, boom, 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 boom to you, boom to you, boom to you, boom to you, boom to you. Pow, 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 pow. Airstrike, airstrike, airstrike. But none of them are hitting the Ayatollah. None of them are going towards those people. I haven't heard of any of that government being dismantled. I heard about the country that you want to die, but I've never heard of the government being dismantled. They're scared of us. There was no reason for this. Now we're past the point where apparently they're saying that they're going to kill you. And you think that the solution to that is just going after a bunch of random fucking people. That's not fair to those babies, to those children, to those people that are just chilling with their parents. It's simply not fair. Because they don't run the country. They don't have any control over what goes down in the country. They don't run their shit. But I guess in your mind they do. Because we're going to get you. Wait, are you a part of the government? No. Perfect. Like, are we fucking kidding me? It's almost to the point where it's like you're doing this on purpose, Trump. Honestly. It's almost like you're committing genocide on purpose. It's so normalized to this point that people believe that it's not genocide and that we use genocide too lightly. No, a lot of things are genocide. You guys try to, like, oversimplify it. None of what he has done in this war is justified. And I think it's embarrassing that people try to push the narrative that it is. Because this fat orange bitch with the raccoon on his head is sitting here like fucking, you know, he's sitting here doing this evil shit that Israel does, almost copy and paste, like pow, paste. And he's like, Israel should not be doing that. And it's like, that. What? Why the fuck are you doing it? Copy my homework, but don't make it look too obvious. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Genuinely. And I'm gonna in the final minutes of this segment, this last segment, I'm gonna make everything to you really clear. There's multiple areas in Iran. Not everybody in the government is in all those areas. They're usually in about one area. So he can go exactly after those people that are in that one area. And he hasn't. And it feels like he won't. And it's evil. He's dismantling the entire country of Iran. As if they've done something really bad. They just need a new regime. And he says he's going to change the regime. But the regime has not been changed. Excuse me. He hasn't made an effort to change the regime. And it honestly doesn't seem like he's going to. So when is the ending point? When is this war going to be over? Because now they want to kill you, and now we're taking out all of Iran. When is it going to be over, Trump? Because you said a few weeks ago you think you're confident that it's just about to be over. Now it seems like a forever war, which I didn't want. So I need to know from you when it's going to be done. And I need it to be clear. And I'm sick of the wait it out. I was pissed when you first fucking did this shit. It's almost been 6 months and you can't give me a clear answer. I'm not waiting shit out. Tell me when it's done. But be dead ass. When is it going to be over? Because to me it seems like it's about to be over. Then you go back at him. It's going to be over. And then you're back at him. It's going to be over. And then you're back at him. Then you're back at him. My apologies. It's going to be over. Then you're back at him. Then it's going to be over. Then you're back at him. When the fuck is it going to be over, Donald Trump? When? And how can we do this without you committing genocide? Seriously. Alright, well, that's it for this segment. See ya. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, well, thank you for watching The Blunt Truth. I was your host, Braylon Crest. I'm glad that I'm back from my hiatus. I think I covered things very well. I made it clear how I felt about Lindsey Graham. I made it clear how I felt about the war. I made it clear how I felt about Mitch McConnell. And I made it clear how I felt about the Ben Shapiro, Candace Owens beef. I think I got this done. I might have rambled a little bit, but, you know, it's okay. You guys like my rants. So, I'm really glad that you watched. I hope that you got a lot of enjoyment out of it. I hope you tune in again for the next episode, because the next episode is about to be lit. I'm sure a lot of shit's about to happen. Actually, this would have been out by Saturday, but Lindsey Graham decided he wanted to drop dead, so he messed up my production, so I had to re-record. But it'll be out. Yeah, it'll be out on Monday, and I really hope that you watched it, and I hope that you'll watch the next one that will come out 2 weeks from now. I very much appreciate it. Also, I went famous on TikTok. Basically, I got 1,000 likes. Holy shit. Well, anyway, peeps, I very much appreciate you and everything that you do and all the support that you give me. I hope you really enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you in 2 weeks.